mic check. Okay, so we're using the toggle mode now. Can you open it in the browser again? Open it up and open it in the browser so I can see it.
On screen.
I mean, spin up the live daemon if it's not running already, and spin up the browser so we can see Lyle. Okay.
Roger. Checking what's running, then bringing up Lyle in studio.
Is this what it's supposed to look like? Okay, so image we're looking for, pictures, there we go. I can do this one first. So we'll keep this. Then we'll, on here, there we go. Am I? Oh, right.
Lyle is loading QN 3.59b. Console is up in the browser. The feedback surface will light up once the model finishes loading. I'll ping you when it's ready.
Oh.
Lyle is live on QN 3.59b. Console is in the browser, ready to chat or take feedback.
Hey, what's up?
the rockers, for the motherfucking pistol poppers. With the 9, with the clip, with the motherfucking pistol grip. Blast the side, blast behind. So much gas, blast my mind. Push, popping, pistol talking, lean, walking, blood around the block. Pull round to the house, we get it, block it.
Okay. First of all, I hope that the API is running with hot reloading enabled, because I want this feature to apply directly to the running API. And in the Unslot Studio or HT Unslot Studio, can you just replace all the characters with...
Heads up, it's not running with reload. And honestly, Unicorn Reload would restart the whole process on every save, which means reloading the 9B model every time. Your message got cut off. Replace all the characters with what? And is this the reload question or a different task?
Oh no, sorry, I just thought we could use the active reload without restarting the API, but we should be able to do a reload. We need to make this work pragmatically so that when the code is updated, it's immediately live in the LLM.
It's been a while since I've been out, spending my time thinking about.
tell me, does show me support any like detach mode or something so that other agents calling show me don't overtake your ping? Because I want you to show me this again, but I don't want you to get rid of what's already the active show me. If it doesn't exist, please add it and then spin up the slideshow again.
Let me read the show, me source first, and propose a small design before touching it.
It is important that the default behavior will be one show me, and that this should be an extra argument to create a new show me that belongs to a named session.
Implementing named sessions instead. Dog's slideshow is now running in its own window under the dog session at port 48,832.
Okay. Um. Bro- Okay, is it live now? Look, you don't need a work tree for this. This can directly be part of the
Not
V3
yet. I was waiting
branch.
on your go-ahead before writing code. Nothing's shipped. Want me to spin the work tree and ship it?
I just want what's fastest for the deployment. Yeah, you can do per function, but it's just that I also want more things than just objectives to be able to reload. I want all of the code to be able to reload on the fly without having to reload the process. Okay.
What is wrong with you, Magic Man?
Lyle E3 is loading. New process has dev auto reload plus autosave wired. Snapshot from the old run is saved as underscore autosave, so state carries over. I'll ping when it's up. switched Jurex to polling mode and it works. Restarting now, 50 seconds. Then I'll verify hot reload end to
Now I want you to create me something new that's a smarter slideshow, and the way it works is that there's an image, and then we are going to use the Confi UI API that is exposed on Python to use one.
Keep my heart together.
Welcome, welcome. Hello? Velkommen til streamen. La meg lukke.
reason they outlawed the weed
Så.
is because it makes you more peaceful.
Softly. Are you saying I should turn my audio up, maybe? Yeah, yeah. I'll do it. I will fix it. But actually, maybe I can. Let me tell Monica. My age. Hey, can you turn up my microphone and turn down the other audio sources? Am I louder now? I should be. Okay, can you bring to the foreground the OBS instance that's running now? Hello? Oh. Can you bring to the foreground the OBS instance you are managing right now?
You know I smoke herb, right?
Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Am I not loud enough now? I should be loud enough. Yeah, foreground. You can barely hear me. Okay. That is very odd. Wait. Okay. Hello? 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 Oh, hello, hello. Can you turn me up more in OBS? Hello, hello. Can you turn me up more in OBS? Okay, here's what I'll do. Like this, not like this. Okay, here's what I'll do. Oh. Now we have a problem. Hello, hello. I'm just gonna listen to the feedback. Hello, hello. I'm just gonna listen to the feedback. Hello, hello. Okay, okay. Yeah, good. And I'll play this again. Turn up my volume here. Okay, that's what we were missing. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Yeah. So what are we going to do? We are going to we're going to train a language model. So let's see. All right, that's great. Now can you open the front end for it?
Opening the Lyle front end now. Lyle console is up on Show Me. Proxy on 8766, API on 8768, both healthy.
So we have let's see. Maybe I should add one of these. That one's good. I like that one. Okay. Yeah. I don't see it. Can you show me? Oh. Yeah, but can you start on HT on Sloth Studio?
Starting HT Studio now.
So here you should be able to chat with the model. Hello. But it doesn't seem like it's responding. We need to enable think. Hi. Oh, it was asynchronously responding. Okay. Okay, I think maybe we should turn this HTML front end Lyle
HT
front end.
Studio is up. Backend on 8888 with hot reload. Front end on 5173 with VIT HMR. Opening now.
Fuck. Oh, that's the backend, right? What the fuck is my password? I didn't set no password. At least I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay. I was able to get in. Don't worry about it. I was able to get in. Don't worry about it. Well, is the Lyle demon running? Because on Sloth it doesn't say that the Lyle demon is running. Okay.
Studio sees the daemon now. Had to set Lyle port 8768, not the default 8765. Backend restarted. Refresh the browser.
Why do I need to refresh the browser to update the graphs? Why do I need to refresh the browser to update the graph?
Right, it pulls on its own.
Sorry, I mean,
You should
why
see
do I
it
need
flip
it?
to live within a couple seconds.
Well, right now I'm talking to Claude. Okay, I haven't made any of the language models I'm talking to right now, but this one right here, it has the it. Wait. No, I haven't really made any of the language models here. But what this allows me to do is to train it further. So you take a language model that exists and then you put it in this training program, and then and then you can talk to it while it is learning. So I can do. So I can add this instruction to yeah, to make the model say this by training it. So I trained it now for strength of 10. I can train it again and again and again. And now maybe I can try and talk to it. Okay, I need to. Okay, quick question. Did you make it possible to... Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Doing good? Just chilling?
Hell yeah.
You're on air.
What? You're streaming or something?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
How?
I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Maybe I should like pin the links in this Discord.
Did you put the like little on-air open mic thing on the?
Yeah, that's okay. Pick your poison, Twitch or YouTube.
Either one, bro.
Neither?
Either.
Okay. All right. Well,
I just making.
we actually have someone watching on YouTube, so we can go with that.
Sick.
Yeah. Here's. I just sent the link in general. So. Yeah. Oh, how are you doing?
Well, I'm chilling, dude. I was playing some Counter-Strike this morning, and then
Counter-Strike?
started doing some work again. Yeah.
I used to play that so much, man.
Yeah, I try and still play every now and then, but I don't play even close to as much as I used to play. I used to play like every day for like 3 hours a day. But
Hey, what's up,
play
Banfront?
maybe-
Banfront's in the chat.
He's in the stream.
Are you Banfront? What do you mean?
Nah, Banfront is Banfront from.
Yeah, he's in the chat in stream.
That's fucking awesome.
You're on the stream.
I'm here, buddy.
Yeah, I did. I hope there's like, I don't know, for some reason the Discord wants me to like set approvals on invites or something. I got kind of confused with that. So if there's
I did not
anything to
understand that
approve, I'm
either.
trying to. Yeah, I think it's just you need to fill something out and then. Yeah, whatever.
I've seen that in the Discord before, bro.
But yeah, no, we are getting
What's Unsloth?
so Unsloth. Yeah, that's actually a really good point to start in this video because that's it probably helps to know about Unsloth. So Unsloth is like an open source library or framework for training language models. So like if you download a local model like say Quen 3.6 35B, but if you download a language model locally and then you're using it for something, but you actually have training data, and you have like I don't know a gaming GPU or something, then you can take a language model and train it explicitly on that task, right? And the
Are
thing,
you training it?
yeah, what I have done is I have forked Unsloth and then I've used Unsloth as a backend for my for this API that I'm building that I'm calling AGI at home, but it's like or it's actually called LiveLearn or Lyle, but it's supposed to be like my approach to solving continual learning for language models, because that's like an open problem right now. Many people think that's what's holding the development of language models back, you know. So
That'd be crazy if you get this. Like, yeah, if you can solve that, that'd be crazy.
So what I've done is I have forked, and this was actually part of me just trying out like Opus 4.7. So I think yesterday or the day before that, I just like tested Opus 4.7 when it was available in the web UI, and then I ended up drafting up like a really idiot-proof and extensive plan for selecting the best framework, which happened to be Unsloth, and then building an API that allowed you to both do inference, like an OpenAI compatible API, but also to train to do like that. You can send a post request that will make the neural network back propagate on whatever data you want, right? So you can say like, say you have this in a coding agent harness and you have some extension that allows you to actually oh,
You should stream inside the Discord also, so I don't have to sit here on the stream the whole time.
yeah, that's the issue. Is it's kind of hard on my PC.
Fucking what PC do you have? You're able to train models.
Yeah, but that's GPU bound. Or maybe I should say like bandwidth, like network bandwidth. But I mean, you don't have to watch.
But I was watching you go through the Unsloth stuff.
Yeah. So Unsloth, so this is Unsloth, and basically like my company, which is only me, and and my agents. Yeah, but as you do, we're both part of the Bridge Mind community, so this thing couldn't be truer, right? But here I have this fork of Unsloth, which I have maintained and added features on top of. And this most recent feature I added is this. So it's kind of like, it should be its own repo, but as I built it, I wanted to like have like the fastest path to getting it to work. So I built it inside the repo, and then I have this procedure of like always keeping my changes cleanly on top of upstream. So earlier today it was 30 commits ahead, but I have this procedural rewrite of commit history that I think only really makes sense if you have agentic coding, but that kind of like merges bug fixes into like the earlier commits that also introduced them and stuff. But yeah, so like the idea, or my short-term idea at least, is going to be that this API is going to enable people that have like OpenClaw like as an household agent, so if you, or not necessarily OpenClaw, but say OpenClaw is a pretty good example, like OpenClaw, Hermes agent, whatever you name it. But and then they want it to adapt to them, not only by like remembering documentation or like creating a RAG, but by actually making the model internally learn the knowledge you give it. And yeah, that way context window issues won't be like as problematic as they used to.
Makes sense.
But it's really hard because it is an open problem, right? So I've just started out by like creating this API using the most memory efficient backend for it, so that you can train on consumer GPUs, because I have consumer GPUs. And then the idea is to just like see how far we can come, and then also use like auto research with Claude to keep improving, mainly like ways, heuristics to get the learning algorithm itself like better and more sample efficient. And also like it also supports like all different forms of feedback. So for classical or existing reinforcement learning algorithms that are used, you can have like a preference objective. So like you just tell the model, I like this response more than this response, but we have also created this new optimization algorithm, or this new algorithm called I never remember exactly what it's called, but it's basically a way that you can use written text as a feedback signal to try and tell the model what was wrong with the response,
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that is also hard to do because then you have to like work across. Yeah, like you have to work really with the inner workings of the model, and that's very hard. That's a very complex thing to understand. So I'm happy that my language models are helping me with some of this, and especially like the we recently so I have like an employee that's well I have a set of employees that are just like agent personas, you know, and recently I added a new one to the team, and her name is Cleo, and she is working with and she is working with May. So May is the SVP of machine learning, and yeah, all that. And then Cleo is like a rock star mathematician. That's like an actual person from Stack Exchange who went by the name Cleo. Got kind of like infamous among mathematicians on there because she would just solve open problems and then like not leave any explanation. But people always like verified it to be correct. So she has been like, or it, you know, has been trying to yeah, just prove a bunch of things using some theorem proving tools. So so that's kind of cool, but it's also like I don't know enough of the domain to verify it, but it seems to actually improve performance having the agents verify each other. So it's fun. Um, can you please integrate the OpenAI compatible API with the for Lyle with the chat interface in HT Unsloth? Because right now I'm not able to select the model that's being served in Lyle.
You talking to Twitch or something?
No, I'm talking to my computer.
Oh, okay.
Looking at how chat picks models in Studio and what Leal exposes, then I'll wire them up.
Oh yeah, it even supports like comparison between models. I think I might want to fork Pi agent.
Pi.dev.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Like I just heard of it,
Yeah, I
and
forked it.
it is. Yeah, is that like how you should go about like fork it? Pi.dev?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess.
fork it, bro.
Yeah.
That's how OpenClaw got created.
Well, OpenClaw got created before.
Pi.it's built on top of Pi.dev.
Yeah, but
This
OpenClaw just
this-
recently switched their coding backend, didn't they, to Pi.dev?
No, it was built on top of Pi.dev. You can go watch videos about it. Pi.dev came out before OpenClaw. There are many coding agents, but this one is ours. This one is shitty.
Oh, really?
It's like pretty mid. Yeah, I'm serious. Like OpenClaw was built on top of this. A lot of people know that.
Yeah, apparently I didn't. But yeah,
I
looking
like
at like it being
it.
TypeScript. But yeah, I recently added Pi support to Unleash, by the way. But you aren't too happy with Pi agent?
No, I love my forked Pi agent. Have I showed you what I've been
Yeah, but you
building?
called it mid.
Me?
Didn't you just call it mid?
No, that's what it says when it's When you're on the pi.dev, it says there are many coding agents, but this one is shitty. This one is mine. This one is hard to Google. It's like
That's
this
funny
one is
actually.
venture backed and spiritually
Yeah, yeah.
bankrupt.
That's funny actually. That's funny. Okay.
I was just reading it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
Okay. I'm convinced. I'm
browse
convinced.
packages.
Let's get this. Yeah, cause I got a fork of Codex.
Really? Yeah, dude, my stuff. I don't know. This is not what I wanted to pull up. I don't know if I showed you my application recently, but if I go to preferences and I
Yeah, I saw it.
I don't know why it's fucking set on Pi as a Google Gemini provider right now, but yeah, bro, like I got my own Pi agent harness with the open router, so you can use all the different stuff, and then like browser automation for like agent browser and voice dictation.
Yeah,
All this
cause
stuff is like
I saw a talk on Pi that's kind of like what sold me it, because one thing that I found was kind of a frustration with the other harnesses was that they were just so complex. Like you install it, you use it for a week, and then your input context somehow is like 12,000 tokens, and then it turns out that like half of them are just like hidden system prompts just to inform the agent of your harness or something. I like, bro, come on.
yeah, it's
That's
so
kind of
annoying.
that's why I created like or that's why I did this experiment where I created one tool, which still works, I guess.
I mean, that's really all you need. I have 5 tools, I think, or here I can go to my
Yeah, because
preferences
Pi
and
has like
model.
4 by default, right?
Yeah, get bash, edit, write, read, blob, grep, web fetch, web search. That's everything I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tools total.
Yeah, so one tool here.
And I could
Yeah.
probably remove glob and grep, because you could glob and grep with bash.
In Bash,
but-
yeah. Yeah, and one thing that I want, like with an agent, or maybe with one tool, is like, Badfront told me to tell you, Dylan, that he's in YouTube stealth modes.
What is YouTube stealth mode?
I don't know.
Never heard of stealth.
Dylan
mode.
asks what stealth mode is. Feel free to just hop in the voice chat and say hi if you want.
I think he's with his children on the weekend normally, so he tries not to get in Discord.
Bring your children.
Yo, if you look at my live stream real quick,
Yeah,
or on Discord,
I see it.
dude, I need to make my memory graph index a bit better.
What are you using for graph Neo4j? Or just
Built it myself.
JSON?
Like to make the visual, you're saying?
What
To make the visual show up, or how it actually works?
yeah, how the what you didn't use like any pre-existing backend for the graph?
No, I built it all,
Oh,
and then you can like go to.
I have a graph
separate
database.
similarity.
I have a graph database, but I don't really know how to use it. Only Claude knows how to use it. Or I know like how it
This-
works, but it's not very user friendly. Come on.
This is how my shit works. It's a local embedding model, 384 DIM BGE, and then I use discan and cosine resource.
Nice.
And I couldn't tell, like.
I know what
one
that
thing
means.
I'm trying to figure out, like, the one thing I'm trying to figure out is how I can filter out rows inside of my database like will probably just gonna have to add something inside of like the settings or inside the indexed memory.
Well, what
so
is
you
it?
can, like,
Do you
turn
want a
on and
maximum
off the
number?
vector column.
Do you want a maximum number of items to generate here?
What do you mean?
No, like what is your direct issue right now? Is it that the graph is too cluttered, or is it?
No. So like, okay, a lot of this. Let me turn it into, or let me go to this and turn this off real quick. Here, I'll turn these. Oh, come on. Yeah, let me turn this off and this off. So we can actually look at what's happening. Oh, come on. Do you see, like, these are every single change I've ever done to the code base, everything. But then I want to be able to basically, because it's a Rust SQLite database with vector columns appended, with a vector column appended to each row. So I'm thinking to like add a third category or maybe a settings inside of your indexed memory so that you can turn on and off, so that you don't have like, so you don't have to like always see all the changes, and you can just compute your knowledge, your memory off of your knowledge base that's inside of here. So you can curate your knowledge base the way that you would like it. But I don't know if I should just fucking put it inside. Like, it's hard to figure out how I want to do that. So right now it indexes everything, but that's also because I store everything. Every prompt that's ever been written gets stored inside of a Rust SQLite database. And I don't know necessarily how.
I've heard of
SQLite.
SQLite, but not RESTQLite. Is that just like a REST layer on top of SQLite?
No, it's this.
Wait.
Well, yeah, it's like ergonomic bindings for SQLite for Rust.
Over Rust. Right.
It's a wrapper using SQLite for Rust.
Yeah, right. So it's in an SQLite database. I run a Postgres database, but here I use like PG Vector, which is pretty common for like many vector database applications. But honestly, I don't use it that much. What I try to use it for is like my personal inventory of my apartment. Like what things do I own? What computers do I own? What computer components do I own? And then I try to like build a semantic graph database or like a knowledge base that can automatically reason about like what specs do I need? Do I have any parts laying around to build a PC that can run Crysis, you know? Or are all my parts in use?
That makes sense.
But yeah, it's not easy to do because this, in order to get something that's that flexible and also like preemptively handles scaling issues, that's a challenge, because if you're automating graph constructions, then they have to be like very you have to make sure you don't like generate redundant information that just eats up all your disk space, you know?
Yeah, dude, some of this stuff's way past my mind, but like past my understanding of stuff. But if you go look at this article, you might know more about it.
Indexing sparse vectors with terso.
So they're the people who built the Rust SQLite. We deep dive into sparse vector indexing feature, which allows quick search for nearest neighbors by weighted Jacquard distance in the collection of sparse vectors. We will show specializing for sparse vectors allow for a 50 to 50x space savings over dense vectors. Now the new indexing method delivers an additional 21% speed up for approximate search. So I'm trying to figure out like.
So it's less. It's kind of like less semantic and more like pattern wise, but it's often what I think.
I'm trying to fully understand it because this is like
Yeah.
newer to me but this is what I'm like using, right? Is like on the vectors used by embedding models are dense vectors. However,
Yeah.
in traditional machine learning, sparse vectors are still found. Sparse
Yeah.
vectors excel at comparing weighted feature sets.
So it is going to treat your documents like a bag of words, basically.
Yeah,
So
it's
it is much
yeah.
faster, much more efficient than semantic vectors, but sparse vectors, they can't like encode. Say if you use sparse vectors for a sentence, then it doesn't know anything about order of the words. So you can't identify negation, for instance.
What do you mean by like? Oh, I kind of get what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
so I say I'm not happy, right? And then I say I'm happy. Like then the difference between those two sentences are just that not exists in the sentence, not like where it is. But if I say I'm not happy, but Dylan's happy, and I'm happy, but Dylan's not happy, that's the same sentence in the sparse vector, right?
Yeah. That makes sense.
So that's the one thing. That's why we are not using sparse vectors for everything, because they are like they can't capture this aspect. But a lot of people tend to overrate like how important it is to get it semantic. Like semantic feels good when it works and feels very like future-ish or sci-fi, but this sparse matrix method here is like this good old reliable way of doing things, you know.
Yeah,
And
there's
also
like in
fast.
this
And
sense. Yeah, because that's what yeah, it's called vector 32 sparse function that's opposed to the general purpose. This is the full documentation on it, I guess, but in order to make sure, like, where's the, I'm trying to, because there is semantic as part of this. So for semantic search, recommendation systems, and similarity matching. And then like they created these functions. They have dense vector functions for float 32 and float
yeah,
64. And they have sparse vector functions for float 32. And then quantized vectors
yeah,
and binary vectors. And then you can append different vector functions to like the end column in each row of your database. But I don't understand necessarily. Like, I guess it's going to be a lot of trial and error in order to kind of figure out what I think works best. Because
yeah. Or
maybe I
like
can store.
sometimes you can reason about it if you can like imagine, okay, what does the typical query look like and what does the scale of documents look like. I feel like usually if for this case it makes sense that your documents are a bag of words, because you're probably going to search keywords that have like exact matches. But that's the other thing though, that like if you're trying to search for a synonym, you're not going to find it with the sparse uh with this type of search, right?
But you don't have to only use sparse. You can use. You can do. You know. You
Yeah,
can
you
do
were
a.
using BGE, so that would probably work better.
Yeah, which is like just a function that they have as Tersa. So I'm trying to understand. Like, it's just a fucking game. I feel like the memory game. I don't fully understand. Does
But
that
are
make
you
sense?
bottlenecked yet?
No,
No? Well,
not
there you
yet.
go.
Word.
Don't. I mean, it is a serious thing to try to avoid like premature optimization or like keeping polish too much before you ship. You know,
Yeah, that makes sense.
because I feel like you can always put yourself in a perpetual motion machine, an infinite loop of like new tasks. You got to do this. You got to do that, right?
Yeah, and I'm just trying to kind of. Yeah, that's a good point, honestly.
So
So definite. definitely should just ship my thing and start letting a bunch of people use it. But
or at least I feel like that's what
with the technical users
Done.
later. I
Compare
guess,
View
is
now
kind of what
supports
you're saying.
Lyle versus cold base side by side. Pick the Lyle entry in one pane and the regular Quen in the other, and it'll
The
generate in
technical
both.
user could maybe change the way that their memories get indexed. So instead of BGE, they can change some other stuff.
I'm gonna try the model now. Hi. Okay. Hello. Can't I don't understand. Compare.
Even if I click the little edit thing on the corner of the embed URL, or I try and click in the URL input area, I still am not allowed to type.
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I'm fixing the part, like these parts of the knowledge base that are super important.
Oh, okay.
For user interface, because you're able to embed websites, widgets and drawings into the knowledge base, and I want them to actually like show up visually. And then this part's glitchy too, but if you have your assistant on the right side, I gotta add this stuff over the top of the chat bar, but when you have the AI assistant, it automatically injects the file that you're typing in to your context window.
Right. That's nice. I used to have an extension. I don't know what happened to it, but I used to have an extension that would actually it would take a chat I had in Claude and then like automatically put that conversation history in my home directory for Claude Code. So when I booted it up again, it was the same history, so I could like draft out an idea for a project, and then like let's get into the code, and then I would just start Claude Code in my home directory with that history. I think maybe they have added that to like main Claude now.
I think they did, maybe.
Hello, microwave coffee. Yeah, I'm exaggerating a little, but what we're trying to do here is to create continual learning for language models. So basically, one thing that people say like AGI, that's holding us back from reaching AGI is that LLMs are kind of like goldfishes. You train them and then you stop training them and then you just deploy them. But what we're doing right now, what we're developing right now, is basically an API or a program that lets you continuously teach the model or train the model as you're talking to it or as you're using it in a coding harness or whatever. So if that satisfies some definition of AGI, then that's AGI. But it's not like, I mean, depending on how you view it, it can be a little exaggerated, of course. It doesn't immediately imply recursive self-improvement, for instance. That's only when you get the model that's being trained to also write the code to train itself better, right? So right now we are bound to smaller models because of compute, so I don't think that's going to happen right here, right now, at least.
Fixing the streaming channel mismatch. Studio only reads content, but Leo emits reasoning content.
All right, nice. Yeah, so I hope I didn't scare you. I can. But yeah, here's a picture of us creating AGI, me and I, you know. Let's see. Yeah. Now I made it too large. Okay, there we go. Mm. Oh no.
Streaming fix applied. The chat adapter now accepts reasoning content from Lyle and wraps it as a reasoning block. Try a message in the browser now.
Let's see here. Oh, we actually trained the model. So basically, like, wait. I have no idea exactly like how much you understand neural networks, but there's this thing called LoRa adapters, and I can't find any good visualization of it really. But
You were looking for me.
hmm?
You
Also,
want me to help you
I was
find
talking
it?
to chat. Yeah, sure. It's just but basically, yeah, you've used the LoRa adapters. Okay, so basically we have a LoRa adapter and um and a base model. And what we are doing, or maybe I can have it show me the other front end. Show me the other front end, the HTML one, as well as Lyle. So what you can see here is that right now we have a model loaded.
Opening the Lyle console.
So we have a model loaded, and then we have an adapter on top. So right now we're running a QLoRa. So both of these are
Showing
in
both
memory.
side by side, Lyle console on the left, studio chat on the right.
Yeah, if Hi stops interrupting me. Okay. Um, so we continuously update the LoRa adapter to encode the context information. We can do this by using something called context distillation, which is basically just calculating the loss for or calculating loss for KL divergence between what the model predicts without the LoRa without the context in the window and with the context in the window, and then training a LoRa adapter to contain the information that will make the model act as though the context is there, even if the context window is completely open. So that's one way we are doing like continual memory with the LoRa adapters. And then like when you keep accumulating, so here you can like, okay, say it's an API running. So say I want to perform like send a specific sample of SFT, I can just send it to the API, and the new updated model weights will just stay in memory. So I can do like, okay, every time I say hi, you say no. Uh, yeah, that's a pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But logic-wise, how would it remember something you tell it like a year ago? Yeah, so that really depends on. Well, okay, right now we are pretty early in this experimental phase, so we are just gotten the API running with like the model instance and gotten training working, and then we have been working on something called. Well, it's not here. Let me find it. but it's like where did show me go? Okay. I think you need to create a new show me window to bring up the HTML again. Uh, no, where was I? Okay, so yeah, in order to have it remember something you did a year ago,
Reopened the window.
it doesn't work. It's probably not gonna work yet with our current version, but we are doing like research to make this more and more stable. To have it remember something you told it a year ago, I think I have no idea. I think a year is like a really long time horizon, but then at the same time, if you think about like what specific details or thing that an LLM things that an LLM remembers about the internet, even like really small LLMs, then you can think that, well, at least if there's uh like enough data, or if it's has seen something repeated like 4 times in the pre-training data set, then it remembers it. Then uh, it should entail that like it's possible. And also like all the information you learn from another person is like an order of magnitude less than what you see from pre-training. But yeah, like you control the strength of the signals that you send to the model. Yeah, dream-based modeling, exponential decay-based forgetting. Retrieving a memory reinforced. Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, so, but that's in biologically inspired human architecture. Those don't yield much practical applications. Yeah, I've thought about that, or I suppose that's actually something that you can just rephrase into a training objective. Yeah, I'm not directly familiar with this model architecture you're describing here, but how I view it is that you can reformulate this into a training objective. Say that every night I want my model to dream about everything we've done. So by that I mean that during the night, maybe I run a cron job or like a scheduled program that will send the training data to the API, that are challenges about that require recalling what we have done during the day, right? And then we can write like heuristics or write scripts that reinforces, yeah, basically reinforces recollection or reproduction of the data we saw during the day, uh, and also potentially simulating possible tasks to give this model like a Tetris effect. There's nothing that stops me with an LLM architecture from doing this, from like uh, just sending as tasks, uh, even like creating reinforcement learning objectives that will encourage the model to reproduce this information inside of its think tags, for instance. So that's definitely one way that I would probably that I think makes sense to try and enforce memories. And I think that this approach is also like in one way trying to converge more towards the human architecture, because obviously, um, with the current landscape, something that separates us clearly from LLMs is that we don't just have like in context learning and long term memory. We have in context learning, but also no, sorry, we don't necessarily have in context learning in that sense, but like we have a short term memory that has a very uh, fluent, continuous, I guess is a correct word, continuous relation to our long term memory, much more so than if you were to frame the models. Uh, yeah, knowledge and the context window. That's like a much stronger cutoff. But if we can distill the context window into the weights of the model and then just accumulate more knowledge, do that context baking That would be pretty cool. I was following at a cursory level the approaches done in the field of cognitive architecture, the symbol grounding problem. I'm not familiar with the symbol grounding problem. It's such a huge issue. Could you tell me? Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really in that hemisphere of the field. I guess I'm more like hands-on LLMs. I've been working with LLMs since 2019. Um, trained like yeah back when we were using encoder decoder transformers mainly. Um, symbol grounding problem. It addresses the challenge of connecting symbols such as words, abstract representations to real-world objects or concepts they refer to. Oh, okay, I see, I see. Yeah. Yep. In one way, I think that, for instance, VLM nowadays, VLMs have come really far when it comes to this, or like when it comes to in which ways they generalize across language and vision. Um, and now they're even like bringing more modalities into it. Like the Gemma family had even audio and video processing. I don't know if it's possible to tackle it. LLMs basically hacked the symbol grounding problem by using the corpus of the infinite internet as a proxy for meaning. Yeah. Um, or you could just say that it's a symbol processor. Um, like, is symbol grounding really needed for anything we want to achieve with artificial intelligence? I'm not sure. When I try to think like outside the box on this, I think that like what are we trying to uncover like any deeper connections that the symbols have to the real world? Or is what we're just looking for um to discover all the relations and the probabilistic distribution of sequences of symbols, regardless of whether they are like, regardless of whether they are, regardless of what they truly represent. Um, the fact that like an LLM sees, they don't see text, but they see tokens of text, right? So they struggle with understanding that, or at least processing as if they were understanding that um, all all of these words are composed of characters. But then you have like models that are multimodal that can to some extent like describe what a character looks like. Um, but I don't think it still has like a strong connection to the token it considers to be like that character. But yeah, I guess when you go across modalities, you need the symbol grounding.
You are one smart cookie, Mark.
Yeah, but we got another one in the chat that's making me think. So, because if you
On
train an
Twitch?
L, yeah, on Twitch. If you train an
What's the chat?
LLM with a LoRa adapter and the dark joke subreddit, then suddenly it'll suddenly be okay with baby killing other dark things because it literally doesn't know what those token means. Oh yeah. If you think of it as an alignment problem, um, but I don't think there's anything objective about the world that makes that wrong. So I don't think I don't. like what an LLM an LLM is probably already trained on the subreddit, but the alignment step is done like later. Like, okay, we now use reinforcement learning to make the LLM stop saying bad things, even though it has seen it during training on the internet. I am 100% sure that like all of these frontier models have been trained on a lot of very, very bad data, but they have done a lot of post training as well. But yeah, it's not just like training a LoRa adapter, it's training a LoRa adapter, and then like once you have accumulated enough information, you merge the LoRa adapter into the model checkpoint, and then you create a new LoRa adapter. And you can create multiple LoRa adapters, but one thing that makes LoRa adapters very useful for this type of task is that if you want sample efficient machine learning, it's really easy to overfit if you were to just repeat samples that exist, right? But the natural benefit that LoRa adapters have over just full fine tuning is that it's fewer weights by definition. And that's one like safeguard of overfitting that um, if you train fewer parameters, then easily you are less prone to overfitting. And currently we're using like a very low LoRa rank. Yeah, exactly. So I think at first I was like, oh, should I like have it oriented around the LoRa? But I think it makes a lot of sense now. And I also think that you can use this to create like mixture of experts, like a very memory efficient mixture of experts, because then you can just have like an ensemble of multiple LoRa's making predictions. But yeah, I seems like you get what I'm saying. So yeah, we are trying to get graphs here to show like the progressive loss. Oh yeah, and you can see here like uh we are tracking the adapter norm, but it seems to stay quite stably around like 26. Uh um I think current transformers are just vomiting the train set back at us, honestly. So AGI might not be possible with it, but we can still build some great products for sure. To me, this just looks like I'm talking to someone who hasn't tried Cloud Code yet. No, I'm joking, but I don't have that same impression of like the upper bound of LLMs. We're seeing that like transformer model. I guess the transformer model in itself can be like, I think it is brute forcey in some way, but it's also like the most general model, which is why it has like taken not just language technology, but also other modalities by storm. Like people have been trying to imply transformer models, and well, vision has been a huge success, and then we have started to use it like diffusion transformers in audio processing. A lot of people seem skeptical to the transformer model, but I think that that's actually in the short term my betting horse for like where the future of AI will be, or at least I would say it has been like the case so far, like since 20, I would say like 2017, no, 2018, 18 maybe, 2019. That's when it started getting applied at like vision and stuff. Right now it's Quen. Oh yeah, so Bandfront asked me, Mark, what model are you using with Unsloth to train? Yeah, this is Quen 3.59b. So it's a 9 billion parameter model. When I was designing this, I was planning to do it for like optimized for a single RTX 3090 model. Um, but and that's because that's the GPU I'm using, like RTX 3090. But it's also like a very middle of the line, cheap GPU for running local models. So I would definitely recommend getting that if you are to start getting into like local models and stuff. Um, yeah, it's fantastic for sure. I think it has a ton of applications. I just don't think we have any actual thinking going on, but that's a matter of definition. Yeah, because like they are making breakthroughs, or they're starting to make scientifical breakthroughs that are or scientific breakthroughs in like very analytical reasoning tasks like mathematics, like yeah, uh, both Google and OpenAI winning the Math Olympiad. I think you need to do something more than just like pattern matching or template matching to actually solve those kinds of tasks. So uh, I guess that's one of the reasons why I think that, as opposed to many other brilliant people in the field, don't think that like the transformer architecture in itself is a dead end. Um, but it's definitely going to be fun either way. I thought that I think that this like online learning methodology is something that you can um, use also like for an household AI open claw. Like I can say, um, what's my name? Mark. Mark probably. Let's set a strength 10. Train, train, train. You should look at the architecture of alpha geometry. It's so unbelievably dumb, yet smart that it's funny. Wait, architecture. Uh, oh yeah. Wait, is this? Probably Gemini, right? Simple problem, symbolic engine. Yeah, so that's probably like I don't know, like the model is just effectively mugging up synthetic geometry problems. Oh, to me it looks like it's just about giving the model a tool with a feedback loop, isn't it? Like since the task is verifiable, you can create, and the model has the ability to write like a symbolic engine for it. Add a construct. Okay, no, I see. Um, yeah, but
You're like my own personal podcast.
yeah.
I just get to
I
learn
hope you
new
enjoy
stuff.
the podcast. I'm a podcast you can talk to. It's like
I didn't
Notebook
expect
LM.
the podcast to respond.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, but like, why does it work? Why? I mean, uh, d I still think that like it's not trained on. Yeah. Well, either way, we'll see if maybe we can train a model to beat the IMO one day. Wouldn't that be nice? Perhaps I should do that. Um, I'm gonna create a tutor for our little LLM here. Yeah, have a nice day, Microwave Coffee. Feel free to follow. I would love to see you in the chat again. And there's also a
The
Discord
Discord.
server in the there's a Discord server in the description of the stream.
That dude seemed pretty cool. He was making you think hard.
Yeah. um. So why aren't we seeing KL divergence? Is that because we haven't done any KL divergence task yet? I have 13 commits to the model right now, and KL divergence and Q depth. I guess Q depth is mferal, so that makes sense. But um, if we wanted to see KL divergence all the time, we would need to um, spend more compute, right? Or would we? Or could we get it for free? Well, not free, but not free, but virtually free. I lost music. I need more music. I guess it's not a good look that people are gonna see this when I say I create AGI. It's like red teaming version of high with the fucking eye of Sauron. No, not one extra forward, but you do one forward and then you get the logits at the end and then you compute the... Oh, wait. No, let me think of this. Don't we compute the KL anyways? If we do SFT, are we only doing SFT? And even if we only do SFT, we don't need to compute the KL as the loss. We can just compute the KL as the... from our already existing logits. Logits. Log probabilities. I think I'm gonna take a little break and sit on the balk, but I'll be here.
Just in case anybody didn't know, balk is short for balcony.
Yeah.
You seen that meme?
Wait, is that a meme?
Yeah, dude, I gotta find this meme for you. I'm gonna pull.
Oh, because I remember you called me out the other day. That's why I said balk, because you called me out the other day for calling it balk.
Calculator meme. Here, join the stream real quick. I'll show you.
Let's see.
This dude.
Wait. My super.
Let me know when you're in.
Where is my
in your-
stream? No, where is the?
in Discord?
Yeah, I'm trying to find Discord. I think it's like.
Bro, what?
Oh my
Just trying to
god.
develop a model. You can't find
Oh
it.
yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Ready?
Wait.
Hold on, I gotta find.
There's no volume. There's no.
Oh shit! Here, let me change the window.
Oh, it's calc stands for calculate. Okay.
Yeah, bro. I can't believe you haven't seen this before.
No. I think I actually have. I just didn't.
I don't know if it's. I don't know what window. How to fucking go to. Oh. Discord's in the comment tab. Yeah, YouTube. This one. Which one is it? This right here. Yeah.
There's only a model called Dunder Lyle. Wait. I can't hear it.
So.
Okay, one moment.
You still can't hear it.
Now I think I can hear it.
Can you hear it?
Oh wait. Yeah.
Everyone I know would need a calculator.
100,000.
You have a calculator.
How did I do it in 2 seconds then?
You're not
You
impressed.
It takes at least 5 seconds to type a calculator.
You're not impressing my stream. Everyone knows you're using a calc. Calculator for short chat. So what?
Calc is calculator.
So you're saying 5
That's so funny. Dude, can you send it to me?
250,000.
Yeah, it's too good.
Wait.
Remind me of-
I gotta show my 0 viewers or my 1 viewer or my 2 viewers. I gotta show my 15,000 viewers right here.
That shit cracks me up every time you say balk because it sounds so close to calc.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Just in
Wait.
case you didn't know, chat, balk is short for balcony. I'm just gonna say that all the time now.
Okay. What do you call it? Premiere. Okay.
But I bet you guys couldn't do 5 times 1,000 without pulling out a calculator.
5,000.
You had the calculator ready, didn't you?
1,000. It's 5,000.
Yeah, but you had the calculator ready, I bet.
No, I don't. I did that in my head.
Whenever you start using bigger numbers, that's when you have to pull a
You
calculator
don't need
out.
a calculator for everything.
So say 5 times 20,000. Everyone I know would need a calculator. for this.
100,000.
You have a calculator.
How did I do it in 2 seconds then?
You're not
It takes at least 5 seconds.
You're not impressing my
You're
stream.
not impressing my stream. Everyone knows you're using a calc.
Oh wait, that's how it sounds. You're not impressing my stream.
So you're saying 5 times 50,000? Yeah, you would have to use a calculator.
What's 5 times 1,000? 50,000.
You would have to use a calc.
You have a calc in your hand, bro.
I was like, well, I'm gonna go for a smoke. You would have to use a balk. That's short for balcony. There we go. No wait. Yeah.
That's one of the best internet videos, bro.
All right. Let me find my calc. You know, I'm gonna put that as a training objective. It has to refer to a calculator as calc and and calculator as balk. A calculator, balcony. Okay. Lyle. Come on. I don't get how, dude. You need to live refresh the Unsloth front end and make it part of the UI about these Lyle models. I should be able to both pick like the Lyle model without LoRa and the one with LoRa. you know, and these should be highlighted. They should be ranked the highest on the model picker and should have their own tag saying this, that they are part of the Lyle API and not any like llama.cpp API.
Oh, I'm gonna go take.
I'm gonna go to the balk, by the way, and just so you know, balk is short for balcony. There we go. Isn't it beautiful?
You gotta do that with like 30 people inside of the Bridge Mind chat one day and just see what they all say.
Also, put in the. Oh yeah, no, I'm
Roger.
not gonna.
I'll keep working while you're on the balcony.
I'm not gonna drag it too far because I just realized like you are not allowed to say balcony. You can only say balk. But you can remind me. The only the only time you can say balcony is when you remind me that balk is short for balcony, and you have to say that every time you say balk. Right?
It's too good.
You can actually you can actually add it in my agents.md. And this
Alright, I'll
and
go
this
for this.
children is how you get your agents.md bloated. Yeah. Okay. Let's get that music on again.
Noted in agents.md.
Which one?
Now finishing the Lyle model picker split. Balk is short for balcony.
We are going for the classic Puff the Magic. Ah, I feel like this song fits so good to this image. Wait. And then I need something I can draw on top of. Hmm. Okay, just start right now, please, and show me that whenever it's ready. Whenever it is ready.
Starting now. Reading your existing WAN workflow to lift model and sampler settings.
My desktop is so cluttered right now. But it's fine. I like it that way. This song is so goofy. Hey Dylan, you there? Maybe he's on his balk.
Here, yes, one workflow is built, just fixing a multi-part upload bug. No bulk for me. I am right here. Bulk is short for balcony. And kicking off a test run.
Oh. That's so funny. Let's see here.
All wired up. The picker now has 2 Lyle entries at the top tagged Lyle. One with LoRa, one with adapter off. Daemon bounced cleanly. State restored from autosave. Test it when you're back from the bulk.
Oh my god.
Generation.
What did you say, Dylan?
I said you saw the new Claude design.
Oh, barely. A little bit. I saw it on Matthew's stream on Bridgemind.
Pretty wild.
Isn't it just like Anthropic's own All right,
Yeah, the Figma stock plummeted $30 because of it.
time to buy.
I don't think Figma is coming back from this shit, bro.
Isn't there a Figma MCP or something? Maybe that's like,
Yeah, it's worthless.
yeah, it's
'Cause
worthless.
what's an MCP? It's a fucking
I don't know.
MCP is
I
built
haven't
by
really.
Anthropic, you know.
Well, it's an open standard. But
Yeah,
I
but it's still built by Anthropic, you know.
yeah, but what's I gonna say? I have never used Figma, but I thought like maybe I guess wouldn't this Figma stock plummet like once AI were like good at making like design concepts in just like a single HTML file too? Like what's the difference there? I feel like I feel like it's really easy to underestimate the power of in a single HTML file. I've used it to create like decks of slides and stuff.
That makes sense.
But I actually used another thing called like reveal.js for work. I was pretty happy about that.
I mean, I'm
Oh.
gonna get my knowledge base to the point where you can build user interfaces inside of Markdown files. Fuck it.
Actually, while you were gone on the stream, my agent actually told me that balk is short for balcony. Yeah, I started laughing out loud when they said that. Wait, let me. Okay, hop on the stream real quick, okay?
YouTube.
Hey, I'm gonna head on the balk. Oh, by the way, what did you say it was short for? So annoying thing, but now every time I talk to you, I also talk to the agent.
Balk is short for balcony, by the way. That's too good.
And what is calc short for? Did you hear my blowtorch?
I don't know. What is...
Nah.
Yes, I hear you.
Why did it say
only
it like
hear
that? Oh my
transcribed
god.
words. No
Did it say,
blowtorches
yes,
coming
I
through.
hear you.
Oh, dude, the agent is just getting hounded.
Good. Standing
How
by.
many agent tabs do you have open inside that on the left screen? Top left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's pretty cool how the Omachi lets you like. Is that like something that comes with Omachi, or did you have to like install that afterwards?
No, it comes with.
I really like the tiling.
Yep, that's Hyperland.
With what? Can you give me the full sentence?
I'm talking to Dylan on Discord. I'm just stuck with VAD mode open right now, so I'm talking to you
Hyperland
too.
routing. Yeah, that's the cost of tiling everything.
Oh, this is I thought is Hyperland installed on Omachi?
Yep, ships by default on Omachi.
Oh wow.
Okay, hi, tell me, what's the meaning of life? I need something to do on the balcony, you know.
42, obviously, or if you want the less flippant answer. The meaning is whatever you bother to commit to. Balk is short for balcony.
Oh, by the
Trying to
way,
build
speaking
something
of
old,
commits.
reading one chapter, or watching the sky for 3 minutes without your phone. 3 minutes is longer than you think.
What else comes on Hyperland? This is really nice.
Can you give me some quotes of what's his name,
7
Watsu or
files
something?
staged in my head.
Wow.
Want me to bundle the Lyle use adapter and reasoning stream fix into one commit?
Like not a lot of people know about Hyperland.
Yeah, it's very popular. Hyperland is kind of like the go-to compositor if you're using
Alan
Arch.
Watts,
Usually
obvious.
you'll tell
Here's
that
3.
people use
1.
Arch.
You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at itself. 2. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple. And yet everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. 3. Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun.
I like the last one.
Yeah, that one's got teeth. Here's a rougher one in the same vein. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance.
Damn, you're on fire. Or I guess Alan Watts is.
Thanks. The bonk brings out the
Install
philosopher.
Hyperland on Windows?
Fair. I'm just the
No
speaker
chance
phone.
you'll get Hyperland on Windows. They're
Only
make-
on Arch and Nix OS.
If you have a USB drive, it's super easy to set up Omarchy. Like you just install it on, or you just install the ISO on the USB.
I do have a USB. I should do that. Though, can you play games through Marchi? Can you use Steam?
Well, I can play the same games on Omarchy that I can play on Mac, but not Windows.
So no Steam.
No, you have Steam, but I mean, like you can't play Counter-Strike, but you can't play Face It.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you play CS? Should we play together?
Well, we're in different parts of the world. So one of
What?
us
Wait,
needs-
where in the US are you?
Dallas.
Oh, that's gonna be one stinking 150 ping.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've played with people from Dallas before though, like, but usually my sanity can't handle that amount of ping.
Same.
But I guess my sanity can't really handle CS. I guess that's why I quit it when I did.
Yeah, I don't play very often.
I probably have like total on all accounts. I probably have like 6,000 hours on it.
Yeah, I think I have it near the amount. Same. Bro, people have built insane stuff with Hyperland.
Yeah. Oh, you should have seen. Have you talked to Colors in the Ridgemind Discord?
No.
This guy called Colors. He in his Mac OS, he just fucking turned all his windows into like Pong and shit.
What the fuck?
It was so funny. I was laughing my ass off because it was like watching a YouTube video and then it was like, I don't know, baked as fuck or something, and said like, this is a boring way to watch a YouTube video, so I'm gonna do this instead, and I just turned it into Pong playing against like an AI or something. Like the window became the puck.
I'm kind of mind blown at Hyperland as a platform. I didn't realize that this is like.
But you know how I managed to confuse myself about the windows earlier? Like that there is a downside that it's a kind of like a learning curve, I guess. But if you're super like into just learning all the fastest shortcuts to do stuff, yeah, just like, so you always know like which key combo opens your browser, or like how to get the layout exactly where you want them. Hyperland is basically made for you.
This is awesome.
All right, I'm gonna rewind with this guy.
Wow.
Actually, I think that when you talk to it, it should by default SFT on like the end output. So one thing I just thought about, Dylan, was that every time you talk to the agent and like you've finished a conversation, like when it gets finished, it trains like one step on the conversation basically. So that'll be one way to like weekly remember the conversation. and then you also take the and distill the context.
You're talking about your agent or my agent?
No, the harness I'm building to train an agent on the fly. No, to train an agent live and have it learn.
That would be sick. I mean, dude, that would be awesome.
So, but the thing is, you can't really train it just to imitate all the tokens that your session are. You can do that, and I guess that's kind of what we're doing after all. But I'm just saying that you can't let that be the whole picture, because then you will cause it to hallucinate and stuff. And also, one sample is just like so little that it can almost be that it's very unstable, at least I would say.
What is the problem here?
Oh, the problem is the current thing that's holding AI back from developing further.
Well,
maybe,
yeah, that-
maybe.
But not.
I mean, some would say we are just held back by compute. I don't buy that. I think that compute is like, once you've exhausted all your new ideas, then compute is just something that will give you free wins. I don't think that there's. I think finding an architecture that perfectly scales with compute is something that's pretty important, and I think that we kind of have that to a certain extent. But yeah, no, what I'm trying to solve is like, if you want an agent to like remember your conversation history, how can you train it using only that conversation history? And that's like the benefit of Lyle or Live Learn, which I'm recruiting, is that you can actually use a set of different training methods to give like different perspectives, so that you actually get the model to generalize and actually understand, or well, quote unquote, understand this thing.
You're very much way smarter than I am.
What do you base that on? Like smarter? I'm just like balls deep into one subject, you know.
Yeah,
You could probably beat me in basketball. How about that?
the depth of knowledge in a specific domain or field is how I would find
Yeah, yeah.
smarter. This is the.
Okay.
I mean, I've also like I would enjoy getting to your depth of knowledge at some point inside of this field. I'm trying my hardest, but I'm also like spanning my knowledge across a bunch of different domains. I understand a lot about building businesses and selling businesses and fucking growing into the correct. Like, I look at the world very differently, probably than you do, which acquaints to the amount of knowledge you have within a specific domain. Where I wouldn't
Yeah.
say I would like to learn the bare minimum. I definitely would not, but I also see the world as this thing where you only need enough knowledge in a specific area to get you far enough. And there's a lot of other knowledge that you don't necessarily need to know, which that's what's great about AI. Why I'm in AI is because it bridges the knowledge gap from something I need to know and something I don't need to know.
No, but I can definitely tell that like the fact that you even understand half of the things I'm talking about is like or well, I just think that what you recognize in my knowledge tells something about your knowledge. You are not like, you actually, it seems that you actually have like a pretty good understanding of these things from my point of view, to where I can also like recognize that it's not like I'm talking to somebody who knows nothing.
Comfy UI
They
is
actually
still
have
loading the
like
one FLF model into
pretty
VRAM. Once loaded,
good
the actual
priors for yeah.
Yeah, it's just the depth between like me understanding what you're trying to do versus actually understanding how you do it, which drives me personally a little bit insane because that's where the gap is in knowledge understanding. It's like
But I think that
you
that
can
could
learn
just
how to
as much be creativity. Like that's there are so many people that are really intelligent, that really understands everything about like neural networks, deep learning, but they don't get like new ideas on how to solve problems. So it's like they can just, you know, you follow a recipe by the book, you generalize a pattern, you are really good at visual pattern recognition, but I've noticed that like there's a lot of gaps that I think is because people I've worked with, I've realized that like they think they don't have this way of creating new solutions that I do, and I think that's kind of because I think of it as like an area of creative expression that I can get ideas on things to try out and then just see if they work or not, and then that's science.
yeah, that makes sense. And I feel like I have a deeper. There's what I don't. I think it was Da Vinci who said the art of creation is stealing other people's knowledge or something, or stealing from like I can't,
Yeah, basically saying like art is derivative.
yeah, like everything in the world got created from something else, type of deal,
Yeah, type shit.
which I firmly believe because I wouldn't say that I'm perfect at knowing what like the application and the platform that I've built. There's a lot of like, oh, I like this feature from this app, let me add this. I like this other feature from this app. Oh, now that I have these two features, I think that this would be a better way of combining them, so let me do that. You know, like that's why my like the platform that I built is kind of like a hybrid between, you can think of it as like OpenClaw plus Notion plus an
Yeah.
IDE, which is like not been done before, which I personally like. I think that that's how you find a new idea. You take some research, even with what you're doing, you take some research from over here, you found some other research over here, you're like, oh, well, this could probably be better this way. I'm gonna go try that.
One thing that I feel that I kind of like feel like gives myself affirmation is when I like have this understanding of something, so I make like a prediction of or not I make a prediction, but like I find myself in the area that gets a lot of attention and hype eventually, like because I remember back when I was doing my masters, I was thinking like there was a question that bothered me, like, okay, but how can we actually use reinforcement learning on these LLMs? And I thought that like if I was doing directions in PhDs, I would probably find somewhere where I could do research on that specifically, and then that turned out to be like the meta a short while after, well, when OpenAI o1 and DeepSeek got popular. That's about when like the paradigm shifted to everyone doing reinforcement learning on it. But I feel like it's still, they haven't pushed reinforcement learning to its true limits in a way. um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and maybe like Anthropic, I can get it with that Anthropic. I can get it that they would try to like avoid going down that route with like online reinforcement learning because they, at least on the outside, express such concern about AI safety. But like I would assume that OpenAI are like desperately trying this to get this also like exploring this axis as much as possible. But yeah, we've seen success so far, and it's kind of funny because these are the exact methods that like the godfather of reinforcement learning is actually like really against as a concept, it seems, or that like that's not something that can actually lead to anything intelligent.
I really think the next direction, I don't know why you're saying just made me think of this, but I really think the next direction I'm gonna go once I get my app to the point at which I'm happy with is to turn it into something on Hyperland.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go get Hyperland. Yeah, and you know then you can get computer use in there, and you can, because like if you have Hyperland, then you basically have computer use if you have an agent, because it can be managed by HyperCTL.
HyperCTL, is that in the dock somewhere?
HyperCTL comes with Hyperland, I think, but it's like the CLI to manage your Windows. So out of the box, if you ask Claude to even if you just open Claude Code and just asks it like, hey, can you open YouTube on my left monitor, then it'll probably discover that it's in Omarchy or Arch or whatever, and that it's Hyperland, and then it'll just use HyperCTL.
Dude, so you think maybe all I need as an additional tool to my application to add computer use is HyperCTL? Like git grep bash read write browse HyperCTL?
If you have HyperCTL, I think you have computer use, because, well, maybe not fully. I don't think you can use like imitate mouse with it, but I think you can using HyperCTL, or well, I can ask Claude actually.
Mouse
Is
binds
it
that rely on mouse movement. I'm in their wiki right now. Yeah, you can these have one less arg binds drag threshold, can be used to differentiate clicks and drags.
Just one moment.
And you can run submaps, which are keybind submaps, known as modes or groups, all allow you to activate a separate set of keybinds. So you can probably append submaps and, well, you probably append global keybinds and mouse. Wow. Where I want to go, like, oh, this is kind of crazy to me.
Oh, sorry.
Because I have the widget architecture. Like, I was inside the Bridge Mind yesterday, and some dude was like, show me that actually works. And I was like, okay, I'll just ask it to go fucking make a widget for the weather. And it, like, just so I could probably.
Yeah, it makes widgets really easy.
I can't click precise DOM elements without Playwright, which we don't use. Click the model drop-down at the top of the chat. The two entries at the top tagged Lyle are it. Pick the one with Laura.
You used earlier, the main part of Hyperland. I could probably just make them part of the compositor. No.
Well, yeah, but that's going to be a different beast to maintain. Like if you and then you'll have like a Hyperland dependency, won't you?
Yeah, but that's kind of where I want to go, bro.
Okay.
It's like an AI native operating system.
Yeah, then Omarchy is a great starting point, I think. I feel like, I mean, call it.
My mind on what I want to build and everything that I want to do is like
But I don't think the normal user is
Yes,
like
Leon is an inference
yet
server.
ready
OpenAI
for
compatible
something
on
like
port
Hyperland. I feel like
8768. Proxied through
most
Studio at
like if
slash
you were going to
AGI
use something
slash
for
You don't
file.
need
enterprise.
to
In the
be a
right pane of the window you're
normal
looking at,
user
open the model
necessarily.
dropdown and the two
Like,
top entries tagged Lyle are
Enterprise can
it.
use the
Select one
desktop
and chat
app,
will route
but
there.
Yeah.
let's say you wanna, like, the way I'm trying to think of building my stuff, and I was talking with Bandman yesterday about this, like,
Hmm.
I believe that the future is gonna have the integration, like, between home and work. That boundary is gonna get separated, or isn't? It
Hmm.
will no longer be separated because home and work is very separate things right now. But I truly think the future will have you will have an agent. I will have an agent.
Everybody gets a car.
Bandman will
You get
have
a
an
car. I
agent.
get a car.
Everybody's gonna have an agent, just like they got a car or an iPhone, and that agent has to interact with other people's agents. And I believe that it's not going to be powered by your phone. I think you're going to end up having a computer in your house that costs $600 and maybe $700, maybe more. Maybe the dollar gets inflated and it comes out to like $2,000 or whatever. But pick an arbitrary number, and that's going to be what you purchase. It's going to live on a wall or live in your closet or whatever, and then the interactivity of that agent will happen from your phone or your email or by voice command, just talking out loud into your home. Like
Yeah.
any of these different types of things, I think that you'll have multiple ways to interface with an agent, but you need some type of operating system for the agent runtime to live inside of, that like you're able to communicate with from those different devices, and it'll be kind of like a home lab,
Yeah.
but it won't really be a home lab. Like I would
Fix is in.
I'm chatting
Quen
with
was
this
going into
dude from
thinking mode
China
by default and
You
never producing
you are?
content. Now, Studio Pin's
who
thinking
is
off
like
unless you
really big
toggle
in the
it.
tech
Try again
space.
in the
He builds
window.
like Tesla white labels their car batteries from him. He has like
Oh.
on-device storage for smart locks, all sorts of stuff, like
Is this is this the guy
multi-hundred-millionaire.
from Bridgemind, the Discord? That
Nah, nah, nah,
okay.
nah. I know this guy from a different buddy of mine, and he
Um,
doesn't.
that's sick.
He would not hang out in
Yeah,
Discord.
I need to be more entrepreneurial like that. Jeez. That's
My
respect.
goal with everything is to fucking get some people like you and Bandmem and other dudes that I actually find smart to like help maintain this stuff and add new features and ideas once I get this
Hmm.
off the ground. Because I think this guy from China is gonna put up like $500,000 in hardware. So I'll show you
Whoa.
right now. Like we're gonna have big hardware, bro.
He
So I
would he
don't
would
know about
probably
the
want to
dude.
invest in my AGI, right?
He would want the biggest. There's a distinct difference, I would say, in my understanding of investments. I'll say this before I switch to my phone and show you this. Um, you can be the smartest person in the world, but you also have to be able to sell yourself,
Yeah.
get out. So it's like, and I
Utilize your
the
network,
yeah, and the
your
idea of a
action
team
space.
isn't gonna go away.
Use your entire action space, not just like some very narrow research community or whatever. You need to think of
Exactly.
how to get it into the real world, how to get it applied, how to make people want it. That's the crazy part, because that one's like when I have finally like published stuff, like call it content,
Fixed the
like
save node.
or
Rerunning Smart
just
Show with the warm model
made
now.
interactions on social media. I have like um felt like I'm in the position where I'm trying to sell a concept, or I'm trying to grab someone's attention in a really competitive platform. and yeah, like that's one skill that
Yeah,
I might have a gap in.
it's a hard, and I wouldn't say I'm perfect at it, but like I learned a lot from when I was a young age, and like sold $1 million of weed when I was 18, 19, and I learned kind of how to play the dance between like you'd have a guy, like I'd have a guy hit me up on Snapchat and be like, yo, I want to come spend 130,000, 150K. Give me the wax for this price. And I'd be like, nah, bro, it's this price. No, you can do it cheaper. Okay, fine. Go look around. Tell me, you can come back and I'll be right here. I'll be waiting for you. 2 weeks later,
That
he's
was
gonna,
kind of you.
okay, yo, where do you want to, what's good? Let me send my driver out there. Like, all right, send your driver out here. It's this price though now. Oh, really, bro? Really? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I'll send my driver right now. It's like weird things like playing with human psychology, if that makes sense.
That's so funny. That's so funny that you did that.
So it's unlike then you'd have a dude I never met before send a driver to my house with like 70,000 in cash, 130,000 in cash, and that used to happen all the time.
When you drive, has there ever been like any gun violence around you? You're in Texas, is it?
Um, I wouldn't say there's no gun violence in my life at all. I mean,
Oh,
I've had guns pointed at me. I've pointed guns at
oh.
people and told them to get out of my house and stuff.
What kind of situations do you get guns pointed at you?
Oh, and Jack boys tried to rob me 3v1. I hopped out my car and started choking one of them out, and their buddy pulled a gun on me.
What the fuck?
I pulled the gun out on somebody coming into my house, trying to tell me like it was 1v3 or 1v2. I don't know. I was outnumbered. So then I pulled my gun out and pointed it right at him and told him to get out of the house or I'm going to shoot.
And it did
Yeah, oh yeah.
in a body bag.
Not joke. So it's like
Shit,
it's weird shit like
that's
that.
insane. Like I'm so glad that I haven't experienced it yet, at least. But damn,
Well,
that's
you don't really have guns in that country that you live in.
yeah. Like this other day, where I was trying to convince this Algerian guy that I didn't want to own guns.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily the best idea to own guns, honestly. It's pretty, I don't know. It's a weird.
But
Titus, stop licking yourself.
but I can totally get that. Like it's a whole different thing if like it has been legal where you are. Like I feel like I can have some degree of sympathy for people that are um I honestly don't know. But at least I'm very glad that
Back to hardware
we
conversation because that's what started. I want to see.
oh
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I just started sharing my screen.
Whoa. Let's see. Oh, this is the Chinese guy? Oh, he
Yeah,
got
his
a
name's.
server. Is that
So
what is
this
that
is
for?
older spec. He's gonna
Yeah.
put the brand new processor inside of it for me. But each server is 64 cores and 128 thread. I think he's gonna give me 2 of them, and then
What are you gonna use it for?
I wanna be able to run my own models inside of my application. So
Mm,
I'd probably give somebody like you access to it to run models, bro. He
nice.
has a engineering team of 11,000 people behind him.
No way.
So
11th. What if what?
yeah, from like production line to producing the hardware all the way up to like people with like your level of knowledge. So I'll probably get like 3 of these, maybe 4 of these, and then we're gonna
That's
shove
wild.
like 4 H200s inside each of them. So we'll have
Four
like 16.
H200s. Okay, I see what you mean. What? That's crazy.
So we'll have like 4 H200s inside of a server with like the newer Xeon processor, and then we'll have 4 servers, so like
I can't
16
I
H200s.
can't even bring myself to spend the money for like one H100.
Nor can I, but this guy has them laying around. He
What the
doesn't
fuck?
even. He doesn't. Yeah. He
He's
says I can do 9 a.m.
he's like crazy
So then you
rich,
can
isn't he?
go. Yeah, I'll show you.
Ooh.
Don't. That's him. He owns this business also. Illustrious Auto. They got like 30, 40 mil in cars. Like they do auto rentals. Like all of these are theirs. He owns every one of them.
And how do you know him?
Through a buddy of mine.
Damn.
Like from a buddy that I met in the weed game.
Oh.
It's pretty crazy, bro. And he's friends with this guy.
By the
Marish.
way, I'm still live.
Whatever, bro.
I'm just letting you know.
Whatever. But yeah, I'll go back to Discord on my computer. Like, because I don't know about model pre-training and all of this stuff, bro. I know how to install Arch Linux. I know how to download open source models, but I'll either have his engineering team or someone like you fucking do all the model pre-training.
But I think like you could probably just ask Claude like, okay, can you do pre-training or whatever? Just train the model for me. And I'll give you something, and it might not have been something you asked for, or something you really wanted, but
But I want somebody who knows about this stuff because I'm trying to build a big ass business, bro. Like a big,
you
big
need
business.
someone who knows how to ask the right questions, how to
Yeah.
how to make the decisions based on their own instincts.
Yeah, correct. Correct. Because I couldn't tell you a lot of like. I mean, I could follow along and sit through 4, 5, 6 hour long sessions with Claude asking it questions and having it learn. And then I don't understand the response that it outputs. So then I have to go look those responses up in a different. And then I have like fucking 30 Claude windows open, and I'm just trying to at this point learn something that I could have gotten somebody to make a more informed decision off of hiring, because I want the AI, like, to back to what I was saying earlier, like I have my desktop application and everything that I've built, but which can only get better over time. But I want to have somebody on the other side of things who's not so much visionary, who understands more of like the weeds of each product and how to make an informed decision, like what you've said. Because
The weeds of
I'm
each
not
product.
like the weed, like when I say like getting into the weeds of it, I mean like
The weeds of each product.
I mean understanding model weights, understanding like actual, like
The
here
strain.
if I go, Yeah, like I don't know if I have the article saved or not. This is like to the extent of my knowledge, bro, is what like I've learned from other people. I think this is where it gets past what I understand. Let's go to bookmark manager. Let's go to
what is balk short for?
balcony.
Balk, not bal. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think it's where are you? No, where did I? There's a really good article that was put out the other day that I'm trying to find.
Oh, but it says thought for 0 seconds. Oh, because it's just like response only. What is holding us back from supporting OpenAI compatible streaming?
Are you asking me or the model?
Oh, no, sorry, no, I asked the model. Is that you in front of a lot of plants?
Laying in the grass.
Okay.
I
Getting
turn on my
getting
camera.
into the weeds.
I wish I could find the fucking article that was put out.
Hmm. Oh, we got a
Not
big
fucking
gradient norm now. What the fuck? I think our model is pregnant.
what?
I'm kidding. I just saw a steep curve. I was thinking so somebody bring in the
I swear it was like a Neo4j article that got put out.
Neo for this
You,
J.
you know what Neo4j is?
Yeah. I thought I mentioned it earlier, didn't I?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I know what Neo 4J is. And it's not that guy dressed up as Neo in the weed parade.
No. Yeah, Neo. Like I don't even know where to begin to understand Neo4j as a company, bro. Like
Oh, a company? I thought of it as like a piece of technology.
Neo4j.com. It's the company that created all sorts of Neo4j Aura DB, Neo4j Graph Database, Neo4j Graph Data Science, Neo4j Aura Agent, Neo4j Aura Graph Analytics, Neo4j
Yeah,
Graph
but
Intelligence. Aura
yeah, but
Microsoft
come on,
Fabric.
like it's just Neo 4J, right? You use the graph database. That's what you use Neo 4J for. It's like AWS. Like, oh, you mean AWS SageMaker, AWS Batch, AWS Elastic Kubernetes, ECS, ECR. You know, and then you have like 180 more. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You use Google? Do you mean Google search engine, Google Gemini, Google? Then it can make sense. GCP.
Because like I couldn't fully I wish I could find this fucking article for you, dude. God damn it.
Uh,
You're gonna drive myself crazy if I can't find this.
hello, hello. Come on, come on. Generating. But it currently doesn't stream to the front end, so please implement this, fix this, and make the reasoning content and stream and everything. Yeah, just naturally stream to the Onslaught chat front end.
Where is it?
Mm.
I'm gonna go crazy if I can't find this. All right, here. Found it. Here.
Wait.
I'm putting it in general, so I don't have to turn my stream on. I just let you.
Mhm.
Oh, nice. My keyboard died. God, I fucking hate wireless keyboards.
I'm gonna wave as.
Let me unplug my camera and plug the charger in for this. There you go. There's an ngrok article. I don't even know what ngrok does, bro, but
Isn't a oh no, now there's bugs coming in.
I need somebody who reads this and actually understands this.
Yeah, this is about quantization.
Yeah.
Okay, I can explain it to you, like, or are you wondering like exactly how it gets done or just what it is?
Oh, I'm saying when I get a bunch of hardware from this Asian dude, I need somebody who understands all of this stuff, like in and out, in order to pre-train models and like get to the point at which we're competing with other frontier labs that
I
are
mean,
also shipping harnesses.
quantization is just what if instead of having the weights be 4.5, we have the weight be 4, so we can use fewer bytes to represent it. You know, so you round off, but you try to round off in smart ways, and now you store all the weights on way fewer bytes, and you use half the compute or half the memory. And
I
then
just need somebody who understands, you know, BG float values, quantization, model parameters, how to measure outputs, how to, you know, like actually compute changing inputs and the outputs effectiveness, all that different stuff that I don't necessarily know how to pull a team together of people who will be able to do this stuff, but we could get a shit ton of money by next week.
OS, let's see. Okay, that looked like an absolute nightmare, but I need you to have it autoplay and yeah, in show me instead of me having to click it, you know, and it should autoplay and it should auto loop.
Because my
Sorry.
goal with what I'm trying to do is compress the model down
On
to
it.
being good enough.
Adding autoplay and loop to the video player now.
90% of the world doesn't need to code, bro. But the model needs to be good enough at coding in
Yeah,
order
they
for
just
the
need to
world
be, they just need
not
to know
have
what they
its shit to get
want.
messed up.
They need to know what's realistic to
Autoplay
obtain
and
with
loop are
respect
live.
to the capabilities of
Restarted
the
the morph
model,
surface. Video is playing silent and on
and then
repeat.
maximize that. So that's kind of like what I try to wrestle with every day, because I try to challenge the boundary of how lazy I can become with the language models. And like, especially like, you think outside the box for the moment, and then try to like think of, um is there any like algorithm, any loops using agents that can make a swarm of agents solve any problem? Because if that applies like for one frontier model, or that you can just transfer money into a solved problem, then you can maybe try to make a system that creates monetary rewards for conceptual like coding tasks, like essentially, okay, where do you want to pay for tokens, for what?
Uh, you're asking, that was a open-ended question, or you're asking me?
Maybe it's an open-ended question. Thinking about I was just thinking about, um yeah, that's, I try to like challenge myself and not to be too like pessimistic or grounded. I try not to be too grounded when like a new model comes out or something. Like I always try to challenge myself by asking for more, by asking for stuff that I know like earlier models would fail on, right? Because I feel like staying in front also
Resuming
means,
the streaming
or
debug.
a lot of people that
Checking
are in
controller
like
state
machine
and
learning
bouncing the
research are
daemon
like
to clear any stale
very
closures.
conservative technologically, or like very like skeptical to using LLMs and everything, or like relinquishing control over the code and stuff. But I've come to realize that, um I have a lot to learn from all of these like people and teenagers that are like, they go from knowing nothing and then they vibe code their empire, right? They are like people. There are so many people that have like through AI learned that like, okay, they can now code in a completely different way, with where you learn as you go, right? By using the language model. And I feel like these people can learn skills that it's important that I don't miss out on. And that's also why like I have been, yeah, trying to challenge myself by doing something that I was pretty sure previous models wouldn't be able to do. So when I tested Opus 4.7, I was just like, okay, let's try to create AGI. And I'm very happy I tried to do that, because now I'm actually creating something that I've been longing to create for a little while. Um, Not AGI per se, but just these like working at the very, very bleeding edge of the um, technology, and realizing those ideas that I have had, and seeing for myself where it actually fails, if it
I
fails.
yes, I get what you're saying. That's why I'm sat here chatting with you about all this stuff and sharing with you
Yeah, that's cool.
the the shit with the Asian dude and all what, like getting cheap, like the hardware, because like I'll
I would
put
pro.
this within
So,
my I'll put this into your mind of how I think about stuff, right? Can put me, you could probably lump me into the group of, we look at it as like a bell curve. You have like all these engineers in the top of the curve that are like all frustrated and like fucking all worried about the impending doom and all the code that the model writes and all this other
yeah.
stuff. And on then there's the teenagers on the other end, and then there's the super far the
Mhm.
engineer who's super deep into it on the other end, who just goes, I'll just let the model write my code. But if we're gonna freaking, like, if you're trying to do something
Oh,
with
there's an
creating
insect
your
on
own
my face. What
model,
the fuck? Okay, sorry.
and like if you're trying to do something with like creating your own model, and for me the purpose of the model would be to power the use case that I want the model to power, which is why I'm fascinated by like Hyperland as well and all the other
Yeah.
like because go back to what I'm saying about having like a home agent in an operating system in a form factor that shouldn't be larger than a Mac Mini, but should be shipped with the LLM and with the operating system. Then the model needs to deeply understand the operating system enough to not break its own guardrails if every person who in the world who's going to use it doesn't understand about code and they're just going to talk to the model
Hmm.
because nobody
Hmm.
needs to understand code. That's like I don't understand
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
about
Yeah. Yeah.
coding. I'm just good at I am
Lyle is back
personally
up.
aware
I
that I
had to
have
hard kill it to
shit for
clear a
fuck
stuck
clue
chat
about
request.
Rust
Streaming works direct to the
Mhm.
daemon
and a
now,
lot of other
checking
stuff
the studio
when it comes
proxy.
down to the nitty gritty. But
Yeah.
I understand enough about decisionary making framework
Streaming now
to
works
make
end
the
to
right
end through the proxy.
decision and let the model do the rest of the work. And like it's like I took a coding benchmark, dude. I scored in the 11th percentile in Postgres. I don't know shit about Postgres. I also didn't try at all to like apply some type of like I actually tried to think through the problems and choose the correct answer. I go take another test on Kubernetes and I'm not like trying to think through the correct answers and what I think is correct. I'm just like off the previous questions, what's the most realistic next answer as like a decisionary framework, and I score 75th percentile in Kubernetes, and arguably that's a lot harder to understand than
Yeah. Yeah.
Postgres.
Definitely. It
And it's
definitely
just
is like you'll have people that, at least before, yeah, probably still, you'll have like people having Kubernetes engineer as a job title because it's just like something to manage.
but that like just gets to my point of like everything I've learned is from the model. I haven't learned anything. I don't have an engineering degree. I didn't go get a master's.
Hmm.
But I can like choose to make a good decision. I could like choose like so it's I don't know, the shit that you're doing is crazy to me. Like I know that like you can drop some crazy nice hardware in
Yeah,
someone's
like
hands,
a
like
lot of
your
these,
hands, and
but
be able to do some crazy stuff because you have a good decisionary making framework. It has nothing to, and you're not sat there like them engineers at the top of the curve who are, oh, I must review every bit of the code because I hear you use the model the same way that I used and talk to the model. But you're better at making a decision in certain areas of like domain inference than I am.
yeah, I was actually really passionate about coding before when I used to do that too. Like I would write so much code by hand. I was aspiring to actually become like um I w- I felt like being a competitive. Oh,
Close the Discord tab, my bad.
no problem.
You were saying you felt like
Um, well,
you're trying to
oh
write
no,
a
yeah,
code
I
for
was
me.
gonna say that a lot of the prerequisites that I have now, or understandings, especially about reinforcement learning and about like LoRa and those types of things, that's I've learned about those like around the time where I would use an LLM to process like a research paper for me and answer questions, and then I would just like quickly control F to find the passage where it was answered and see that yes, there was indeed a verbatim claim in the paper, you know. So I think that finding a way to use LLMs for learning is a really important skill.
Which
And
that's what I do, bro. That's how I
yeah,
know everything I know.
yeah. So
Like
like people will say that, oh, you're just gonna learn so many wrong things, but um, it is a really powerful tool to tutor you, and I think people need to embrace that.
Like I have the Hyperland wiki up. I'll spawn 10 parallel agents to rip every single bit of the Hyperland wiki out into separate .md files with summaries. That's gonna spend like 1.8 million tokens doing that. I already know. And then I'm gonna go skim through all the headlines, and then there's gonna be specific things that catch my interest, which I think are important. And then I'll go read through parts of the Hyperland wiki and debate myself. And that's, I think, the big thing is like, I don't personally agree with people that have models debate each other because it's an echo chamber. You need to be able to like debate yourself on the decision that the model is making, because at the end of the day you're inputting tokens and it's outputting tokens, and the tokens that it outputs, it is still your decision to decide. Like it's still like your decision on if that response from the model is correct or incorrect, which internally means that you have to debate the learnings that the model is giving you. You're not debating, you're not reading two models debate each other, because that's echo chamber. Like that's how I use models to learn and how I've got to where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I might go use another, like I might go use like I love Perplexity as a browser because I don't pay for Perplexity at all. You don't ever need to pay for it. They give you the best model as an assistant in order to
Where?
do
Which model do they
research.
give you?
For like they train off of your search results and the data and the things that you ask the model directly inside Perplexity. And by my opinion, it is the most up-to-date browser use, like pre-trained browser use model in the market.
Fixed it. The reasoning
so, like, you
duration
can
was
go
only
pull
computed when
.md
the
files
think
from
tag
Claude,
closed. But if the model streams
then
pure
like I'm
reasoning
on the
content, that never
Hyperland wiki
happens.
and I
Now the
pull
timer
out the
starts on the first
assistant
reasoning delta
sidebar
and
on
updates
Perplexity,
live. Try a new
and then I
chat,
take
and you
the
should see the counter
information
tick.
and from that .md file and ask Perplexity about what this .md file means according to this specific page inside of the Hyperland wiki. And then I kind of read through the response from the Perplexity assistant to decide whether those learnings are valuable or invaluable.
Yeah, that's an important
That's
skill.
that's how I learned about all sorts of stuff, you know? Like I didn't even really understand, or still don't fully understand, like the 348 dim BG small discan and cosine rescore memory system that I've built, but I just landed on this as just like a framework. You know, it's just through. I think that sounds correct with the next thing that sounds correct, and then it ends up really working well. Because we're in the age of like researchers, bro.
Yeah, the age of
Personally,
research. That's Ilya has declared it, you know. We're in the age of research.
I didn't even know he declared that. If I'm being 100%
In
honest, I know he built
the
Auto Researcher, and I know he was
no
saying
no
he
that's
uses
another
models
guy.
more
That's
for
another guy.
research.
That's
Ilyas
Andre Kaparthi did the auto research.
Oh.
Ilya
Oh.
Ilya is kind of like the I would say he's more of a mastermind maybe, and that Andrew Kaparsky is a little more like down to earth. But Ilya, he was pretty much like the guy behind modern deep learning. He had Jeffrey Hinton as his supervisor, and they like together they kind of like were the first ones to actually seriously invest in deep learning as a paradigm for machine learning. And here we are.
That makes, yeah, I get those two guys confused.
But yeah, so Ilya Sutskever has said it. We're in the age of research, and that's kind of like as opposed to the age of scaling. But if you ask the CEO of Nvidia, he said, well, we've already achieved a artificial general intelligence, or like by some definition that is meaningful to him. But so
He's so
he
fucking stupid.
but he will always be like scale, 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 scale. Everything is scale. We're always bottlenecked by computer. It's the most important thing in the world. Buy my shit, you know. Um,
Exactly.
but I don't think. I just wanted to say that I don't think the self-interest argument immediately discredits. So,
I
but
don't
still, like,
disagree, but if you go listen to podcasts that he's on, bro, he's also the same person who says, like, I think I should be able to sell my GPUs to China. And it's like that's no different than the dude, like, a podcaster would tell him, okay, well, that's no different than selling 80% uranium to fucking Russia. Like, that's part of making a nuclear bomb. So it's like, no, that has nothing to. So it's like he's kind of paradoxical in that sense, where I do believe he's very smart at making, like, again, decisionary frameworks, but is he the person who is actually
he's not the right person to ask
paid
about
to
AGI, I
dictate?
would say, at least. I think
Yeah, you could
one,
ask the people underneath him, the people who are building it, not the person who's selling it.
yeah, but not necessarily underneath him, but the people in like the major research labs, like Anthropic, or
No, his employees. That's what I'm talking about. Like, he's not the person who's personally developing the compute in
oh
order
yeah,
to
yeah,
use
like that. Yeah, I get
against
what
the
you mean. I get what you
constraint of the
mean. Yeah.
compute. He's the person who's getting fed the knowledge about the constraint of compute by the
Yeah, but
employees,
the thing is,
which is what
he wants AI to be bottlenecked by compute. He wants us to stay in age of scaling forever, right? But there are many reasons to believe that like the age of scaling will end, and that like the compute bottleneck will kind of uh like that there's always a more efficient algorithm to get more out of the compute,
for sure.
and that you can say we're bottlenecked next by hardware as much as we are by software, but not even software, just like the pure mathematics of it. Like if you can prove an identity of like fewer computations than what constitutes the parameters of a model, like do something more efficient and just prove that it gives the same result, then like congrats, now you have made all of deep learning faster on every chip, and also more memory efficient or something, right?
That's the most important part to me. That's like why I want to get into hardware and building model, is
Hmm.
because I think
But you don't need to know any
right now
hardware to
how the
train a model, though.
no, yeah, correct. But you need good hardware to be able to train a model. Like,
Yeah, you
you
need to.
can, my theory, and I'd like to hear your opinion on this. My theory, say we get 5 servers. Each server has four H100s or H200s inside of those servers.
Mhm.
That's far more compute than you need to put to create a model inside of a Mac Mini or something like that, right?
Um.
But
Yeah. Well, it
you're not
depends on
going
like how
to
much you
make
want to
the next,
scale compute wise.
say
But
what?
yeah, it depends on like what kind of model you're going for. If you're going to use something that's already pre-trained, yeah, then like um you can actually want a lot of compute for models that will be deployed on like, because you require way more memory and resources for training than you do for inference, right?
Correct.
Yeah. But regarding size, it really depends on like, I think one way to get the most out of the GPUs is to like have it at full utilization, and then that's usually a pretty smaller model than I think like what maxes out your memory often. I'm not sure, but no, it's interesting. Why can't I do this? I'm replacing in the first.
Bed.
See, this is what I want to do with my LLMs. I want to give them like reinforcement or negative reinforcement. It just says stuck generating forever. What's happening? Please look into the debug API or whatever. I think I'm gonna have to head to bed soon, actually. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. Oh, you're back. Welcome back, Microwave Coffee. I didn't notice. Did y'all see the Kaparthi Twitter crap that went down recently? I was worried we were gonna get to AGI real quick, but there would be a super intelligence with that's all horse crap, at least within 50 years. Uh,
I
50?
don't think the general public. I mean, I don't think AGI is something that, when found, will be given to the general public, which is something that I think the product for the general public is in our hands today as we know it. I think that AGI is a weapon of mass destruction and will be bound by government.
What if it's
Other than
discovered by the
things.
general public? What if it's open sourced? Like, you can't
Which
suppress it. You can't suppress it. If that happens, then that's a democratizing. Then you'll have to like, oh, make sure to spin up enough instances that can like, I don't know, harden your cybersecurity so you don't get hacked, and then fucking make your own 3D printer factory of tiny robots that can protect you. Set
it's
up
a
EMP jammer or something.
I don't
Found
know.
it.
I'm not thinking about
Your last
that
chat
world yet.
request
I'm
actually
just thinking
completed
about the
successfully on the
average
server,
human
but it took
and how they
9 minutes
interact with
because
AI, bro.
Yeah, no,
The ability for me, I mean, for me, the first moment of like real cool, like I was like, holy fuck, this is crazy, was like 6 months ago when I asked the AI to crawl my home network and discover my label printer. And it printed a message on the label printer that said, "Hello, I am Claude." And
Oh.
I didn't ask it to do anything other than find the printer on my
Hmm.
network, connect to it, and print a message. And I was just like, oh my god, this is, but we're already almost at this like the general public shouldn't even be able to have an agent that's able to run a long enough tool call or turn calling to be able to do that, bro. Like,
Hmm.
that gives you the ability to go into a Starbucks and over the Starbucks Wi-Fi network, go fucking get into other people's computers just by plopping a Mac Mini in the table. Like,
Hmm.
that's blew my mind to me. Was just like, holy fuck, this is a real frontier. If like we're at this point in time of the general public still catching up to the idea of what the current large language model can even do. And then on the other hand, you have like all the world models and Gaussian splatting and all of this other shit that's like
Oh,
a
everything still
whole
just
different
comes in one
frontier.
goddamn bulk. So, microwave coffee says there's not one single instance of uh actual logic being done by an LLM, in my honest opinion. For instance, if you take an LLM model that was never trained on any data, it couldn't even hold a basic premise like P implies Q. Well, the thing is, like, this is in my opinion, this is a discussion of semantics, because I don't think it's an LLM if you are talking about it's not an LLM if it's not trained on any data, because then it's not a language model, because then it doesn't model language.
Got it.
So you're going from
The
an empty
backend proxy was
checkpoint
buffering everything
to
because the front end
a very
wasn't sending
specific
accept text
language,
event stream.
presumably with
Proxy
little
decides
training
stream
data,
versus
right?
buffered based on that header.
Um,
Added it.
the
Verified with
what we
curl
have
through the
seen,
proxy.
what we have actual evidence of with LLMs is that they are capable of transfer learning, which means that you can train it for, which usually is like, okay, you can take a image detection model that detects cars and then use the same weight to detect trucks instead of like regular cars, right? And because the model has already learned features and patterns that are general for those two categories, like detecting wheels, um, it's the path of training the model to detect trucks is also shorter. So some people would argue that like capability of transfer learning is something that is also like in the generalness. Yeah. Yeah, so that's like symbolic versus neural AI. But then there's neurosymbolic AI, which is kind of like the combination or culmination of these two. I definitely think that like combined correctly, or I guess that you can argue that that's like what coding harnesses to some extent, but bring the you can bring determinism around LLMs. But my experience recently with LLMs is that like they can reliably recite stuff. Um, with the correct sampling parameters, which I thought would be a difficult thing for LLMs to do, but apparently modern LLMs don't struggle that much with it. Oh, okay. It's running now. Wait, I see it working now. How can we log the tokens per second for this? Yeah. No, logic systems. I think that you can use now with modern reinforcement learning, you can basically like use like logic rules like this, verifiable rewards, like you can with a logic system, to shift the distribution so much that like it can deterministically kind of like solve structured logic tasks like this. It's basically just predicting the most likely token sequence. Hmm. Well, I beg to differ about the last one. I don't share your impression there. But I have seen the GSM symbolic critique. But so there's a study, GSM symbolic, maybe that's the one you're referring to. But where they show that like, okay, um, taking replacing the or generalizing math tasks and replacing parameters of the tasks result in different like math performance. Um, but a lot of those studies like they don't have the human evaluation to actually show that their augmentation is um, doesn't apply the same confusion to humans, which is unfortunate because I feel like it would be very interesting to see like how many people get thrown off by like random unrelated facts or hints that aren't really hints, but red herrings, which is what they did in that paper. We finally got reasoning tokens here. So if I do like yeah, that's an error. Okay, now we need to make the front end for the correction signals work. I think that language is a lossy form of expressing thinking. So that, like, you know, many people have this inner monologue, and that's a way of talking, and talking is a way of thinking. So that means that words is like a lossy representation of thoughts or one form of thought. And then you are training like language models to kind of reverse engineer. They are like just high dimensional curve fitters. So you are trying some general like curve fitting algorithm to reverse engineer the function that is producing like the text or this encoding of thoughts. And that's how you can like with an LLM imitate the exact way or the exact like sequence of going step by step to reason about the problem to uh to see that there are actually many similar ways um they do this. And this was actually quite an unexpected feature that like, and you can't say that this is like imitating the pattern of language, but
Correction signals now wired end to end. Thumbs up and down send binary feedback. The critique and rewrite modals send natural language critique and rewrite payloads. Just tested all three against the daemon, and each one produced a training commit token. Commit cursor went from 0 to 3. Try it in the UI.
still, like, even if you agree with me on that, I think maybe one place you would probably land is that um even if this framing of machine learning problem will be like curve fitting into some aspect of some dimension of being human, that doesn't mean that it is learnable for any scale to be as fast sample efficient and as um as adaptive learner as the human baseline. And that's why we are still not so far beating arc AGI 3, which is this benchmark supposedly to test AGI or to test for some definition of AGI. And that's kind of like why I think that um, as long as we can like identify some goalposts or bottlenecks that hold us from um, making the research progressing further, then let's like try out all any radical idea and see like, and also like learn if you didn't immediately know on beforehand why it didn't work, then what have you learned now that you have seen that maybe it didn't work, right? I think transformers are a solution to one of the problems to getting to AGI. There are like 3 or 4 more problems that need to be solved for it. Yeah. For me, I would say we have AGI if we are able to create a model that for any unseen um, task is equally or more sample efficient uh, um as a human, and that this applies for like every task we can define. If that applies, then we have reached AGI in the way of intelligence capabilities, so artificial general intelligence. But we are definitely not there yet. But we do. I do believe we have this jagged intelligence right now, which is about really kind of like about understanding the actual objective difficulty of a task when you take the human out of the equation. Like something that's combinatorically impossible, like detecting cats in a picture. Like, how are you supposed to do that? But I think that we're at a point where, like, yeah, now many AIs are better at maybe better than humans at like detecting some cat from some CCTV camera. Um, and also, it's important that when we evaluate these, we need to make a fair comparison. That, like, for instance, one thing I think we should think more of when we evaluate language models on like tabular data sets is that when a human annotator or a human like baseline for human evaluation solves an AI task, they do so in a sequence. So they will learn like progressively as they go on like how to label this. And really wonder like how different would the results be if language models weren't just answering like one sample at a time, but actually in a sequence, and how would that sequence matter if that's the case? So I don't know, but I'm gonna try to train this guy here to say no every time I say hi. But using this UI instead. So I say hi. He says no. But it, for some reason, it maxes the strength out at 10. So I'm just gonna do some back propagations. No. Okay. I don't know if it's submitting. Yeah, it's submitting. And now let's compare. Okay. Hi. Still, I don't know if it did anything. Maybe it's still training. Oh, I broke it. Uh, Here. But this particular repo I'm working on here, if you are interested, um, this one, yeah. So it's a fork of Unsloth, and then in there is live learn. Lyle here. But I do feel like I have no idea what I'm doing in one way, but that's the fun part, right?
Binary fix
Nobody
is
knows
in the
what they're
file.
doing.
You just need a hard refresh with Control-Shift-R. Also fix...
No. When do I know when it's ready for a new inference? If I submit like a number of backpropagations or steps, like when do I know that it's applying the most recent parameters? Well, I'll tell you a large issue with LLMs that will show a huge limitation.
Is that dude back in the chat?
Yeah, I know one. It's called self-attention. Is this
Dude, I am having so much fucking problems with where I mount the embedded URL picker after choosing it from a slash command menu. Fucking Christ, I've been trying to do this for 30 minutes.
this
I
right
almost got it
here?
right.
This right here is a huge limitation.
Twitch or what?
Yeah, on Twitch, the quadratic complexity. Did you know if you wanted to generate 1,000 different unique stories with an LLM, you cannot do that?
3 signals
I don't
tell
know
you when the daemon
exactly
is
what.
ready. First, queue depth in the capsule status strip. 0 means idle. Second,
Like,
the commit cursor shown on each message. Watch it advance after you give feedback. Third, the block on last commit toggle in chat settings. When on, your next chat waits until the last training step has landed.
well,
Every batch of train steps returns a commit token, the token of the last step in the batch. The daemon's commit cursor advances as each step lands. You know, the most recent params are live when the commit cursor in the
params.
status strip catches up to them.
The most recent params. What the fuck? Okay. If Hi doesn't interrupt me, like you want to make it 1,000 stories. Let's say you want to make a story for book kids, but like combinatorically. But if you, it really depends. I think it can depend on whether you vary other factors like the actual input too. Like if you can programmatically just select any topic in the template and then create a prompt based on that, then you can probably get different stories. But like I think if you search on, let's see, it would be funny if I could look up like how many new songs. Oh, I gotta go to bed. It's too late for me. Yeah, but I agree with that. I think that there's probably a lot of interesting things you could do to train a special light model. Yeah. No, I gotta. Thank you. I gotta go to bed. I'm. I gotta take care of my sleep. But yeah, take care. Dylan, if you're there. Are you there, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm heading to bed. So yeah, thanks
All right,
for
brother.
thanks for staying with the stream, and thanks for staying with the stream. Microwave coffee. Yeah, see ya. Bye.